Batting second, center fielder number 7, Chloe Zeller. Batting third is the shortstop, number 22, Haley Tierce. In the cleanup spot, third baseman, number 20, Lauren Kersey. Batting fifth is the right fielder, number 23, Elizabeth Wills. Batting sixth, designated player number 14, Shannon Gibson. Batting seventh, left fielder number 16, Ansley Dean. Batting eighth is the first baseman, number 21, Allie Denny. And batting ninth, your second baseman, number 16, Grayson Sanders. Starting pitcher in game number 1 for the Lady Hurricanes is number 13, Madison Messer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and join both schools here this afternoon as we honor America through the playing of our national anthem.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a good afternoon. We are live in Americus, Georgia, Lady Canes Field. Home finale for the Georgia Southwestern State University Lady Hurricanes today, entertaining the visiting Falcons from the University of Montevallo. Glad you could join us. We're just underway. 1-2 count here to open up the game. Now looking at a 2-2 count. Leadoff batter today for the visiting Falcons is Darby Duke, number 11, the left fielder. So this is it for the Lady Hurricanes. As I mentioned, the home finale. Still got that one will be foul as Kersey picks it up just to the left of the line. Third base line where the GSW dugout is located. One more Peach Belt Conference doubleheader that'll come this weekend with a trip to St. Augustine, Florida, and a matchup with the Flagler Saints. But again, after that, it remains to be seen if the Lady Canes will, in fact, make their way to the postseason, fighting for either anywhere from the 6th through the 8th seed in the PBC tournament. A lot will be contingent. Chopper's going to go off the glove of Kersey for a base hit just beyond her reach. An infield single for Duke to open up the ball game. A good hitting team here from Montevallo. They come in with a team batting average of an impressive .352. These two teams have met already. They met earlier in the season in Montevallo. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Batting second, center fielder number 18, Kelsey Vining. Montevallo had their way with the Lady Hurricanes on their home field back at the end of February. First pitch swinging. This will be in the gap in right center field. It'll get past Wills. Now a little bobble there will allow the runner to go from second to third. She'll be in safely and stand up. One run in, and the Falcons take the early lead. So it'll be a double for Vining, followed up by an error in the outfield by the Lady Hurricanes, allowing the runner to make it her way to third base. Still an RBI on the play for Vining. We're the number 3 hitter. Batting third, first baseman number 00, Brianna Stella. So just like that, Montevallo takes the early lead. There's a runner on third. That one in the dirt, but does not get far enough away from Barlow, who gets the catching duties today. Played the last couple games over in left field for the Lady Hurricanes. These teams met as this one will bounce over the glove of Tierce and into center field for a base hit. So 3 consecutive hits by the Falcons to open up the ball game, and they quickly have a 2-0 lead. Cleanup batter, shortstop number 3, Haley Barnett. When these teams met at the end of February, it was February 27th. Montevallo won 10-2 and 9-0. I mentioned again the Falcons as a team with a batting average of .352. GSW's team batting average .261 in comparison. When you look at the pitching staffs, Montevallo at 4.03 with their team ERA. And GSW has seen their team ERA climb up over 6 now this season, 6.05. Pitching has been an issue as of late. Lady Hurricanes struggling their last couple of games, trying to get things back on track. Well, hopefully it'll come off the arm of Shannon Gibson, although she's struggled here in inning number 1. Gibson has the lowest ERA on the team coming into play today. Georgia Southwestern again, starting pitcher is number 14, Shannon Gibson. Gibson making her 14th start of the spring. She's appeared in 16 games now. Has 5 complete games under her belt, 61 2/3 innings. The ground ball to Kersey over to first. And the Lady Hurricanes have their first out on Montevallo in the first. Now batting is the third baseman, number 10, Mariel Bertossi. Gibson, 61 2/3 innings pitched, 78 hits, 40 earned runs. She's walked 20, struck out 35. Opponents with a .315 batting average. Gibson a 3-7 record and a 4.54 ERA. Bertossi ranks third on the Falcons roster with a .380 batting average. 4 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 19 runs driven in. 13 walks, 11 strikeouts. This her 28th start of the spring. 2-1 count now. Montevallo with a record of 26-12 for head coach Lindsay Vanover in her 5th season. 26-12 for the Falcons, 18-29 record for Georgia Southwestern. That one down low, gets past Barlow in the dirt. Runner advances. First year head coach Nikki Levering. Three-one count with 1 away in there for a strike. So the count will go full. Coach Levering kind of thrown in somewhat of a very condensed offseason for Coach Levering, as she's officially hired in July. Ball 4. 1 month before the start of the school year, so not a lot of time for her to put her stamp on the program and get her players in here. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of work she does in the offseason, now having her first full offseason ahead to go on the recruiting trail. A lot of talent on the offensive side. Some encouraging players and numbers coming back next year. So mix in a few of her new recruits, and it'll be interesting to see what the Lady Hurricanes have in store for them in 2019. Batting 6th is the catcher number 16, Lady Sarah Federico. Federico with a .344 batting average for the Falcons. This her 33rd start of the spring. 31 hits, 10 of which have been doubles. She has a home run and 29 RBIs. 15 walks and only 7 strikeouts. Hard ground ball, bounces up, caught by Tierce at short, on to first. A run scores. So an RBI, second out of the inning. But 3 runs on the board for Montevallo now here in the first inning. Batting 7th, designated player number 2, Carly Mullinex. Mullinex, .290 batting average. This her 20th start of the spring. $18 hits, 5 have been for extra bases, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 17 runs driven in for Mullinex. 7 walks, 14 strikeouts. 14 strikeouts ties for second on the team. Pretty low number. LaForce, the leader in that category, with 16, but that's a pretty low tally. Not a lot of Ks through that lineup. Well, despite all the commotion, we're just back to a 2-2 count there. The throw down to third hit the player in the upper shoulder. Off-speed pitch doesn't bite. Count runs full. Then as the umpire from the base umpire is making his way, and he's not a small fellow. He basically almost shoulder blocks Haley Tears trying to get in position to call the play. Thankfully, normalcy is returned, and this is a pop-up in the infield caught by Tears for the final out of the inning. But Montevallo strikes first. 3 runs in the first, 3 hits, 1 GSW error. The Lady Hurricanes will head to the dugout, grab the sticks for the first time this afternoon. And when we return, it'll be Barlow, Zeller, and Tears for the Lady Hurricanes. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch off the mark to the Lady Hurricanes leadoff batter. That's the catcher today, Michaela Barlow. Starting pitcher for Montevallo in game number 1 is number 22, Alexis Bonanno. And she had herself a pretty good week last week, to say the least. Bonanno named the Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Week. First time in her collegiate career, so she had last week 3 appearances, 6 2/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs in a series win against Shorter. Gulf South Conference play this past weekend. In there for a strike to even the count at 2-2. Well, if there's one thing that Barlow does well, that's pick out her strikes and balls. She has been walked 36 times this season. Leads the team. Got a piece of that. Barlow with a .315 average overall, .315 batting average, 11 doubles, a home run, 19 runs driven in, a .469 on base percentage. Again, 36 walks, to 25 strikeouts. This one is sent into right center field. On the run, not going to get there. It one hops the wall, and Barlow has a stand-up double. Number 12 of the season for the senior Lady Hurricanes with their leadoff runner aboard. The wind blowing across the field from right to left today. Batting second for the Lady Hurricanes, center fielder number 7, Chloe Zeller. Zeller with a bunt. It's a good one down to third base. The throw quickly onto first. Can't hold it cleanly. And Zeller will stay on base. An error charged on the play. So runners on the corners for the Lady Hurricanes. First 2 runners of the ball game aboard. And now, shortstop number 22, Haley Tierce. First pitch to Tierce, a little bit low. Well, GSW is going to have to try to match the offensive output of the Falcons today to hang with them. Again, this is a team that scored 19 runs in 2 games, and GSW when they met earlier this season. So it'll, at least it appears game 1 might kind of be a shootout in that respect if GSW can hang with them. Long way to go, still in the first inning. This ball is high, but to the left fielder. That'll give a chance for the runner to tag from third. Sacrifice fly from Tierce. Zeller stays at first, but the Lady Hurricanes have their first run of the afternoon. At the plate, third baseman, number 20, Lauren Kersey. In there for a strike. Give us a run. And this one's hit hard. Left fielder on the run, covering good ground. Thought that one might drop for extra bases, but no can do as Duke covers the ground in left. She stayed busy. Last two balls hit in her direction. This one a line out off the bat of Kersey. Well, they're hitting Bonanno well in the first inning, but last couple have gone too, folks. Right fielder number 23, Elizabeth Wills. 2 outs. First one in there for a strike. Folks, don't forget, if you enjoy having that real-time data in front of you, we do have a live stats feed of today's broadcast going on as well. The links are in the description of today's broadcast on our YouTube channel. Ground ball to the second baseman. She bobbles it. She'll have to go to first with it, and still in time to get the runner. So Wills grounds out to second to end the inning. So what started off as a potential run for the Lady Hurricanes quickly snuffed out. They did get a run back, however, and now trail by 2. We head to the second inning here from Lady Canes Field. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network. Right fielder Dylan Bailey leading off for the Falcons and rips a line drive right to Kersey. Gets the glove up quick to make the out. One pitch, one out for Montevallo in the second inning. Second baseman number 13, Holly LaForce. In there for a strike, 1-1. Again, like I mentioned, the live stats for link for today's broadcast in the description. Fly ball to Wills in right field. 2 up, 2 down for the Falcons in the second inning. And yes, you will, if you have looked, you will note that there is a different live stats link for game 1 versus game 2. Back to the top of the order, left fielder Darby Duke. So if you do have friends or family tuned in, watching along, or watching the broadcast today, the video link will not change, but there is a different link for the live stats feed on game 1 versus game 2. 0-1 pitch coming up to, again, the leadoff batter, top of the order, that is, Darby Duke. Duke opened up the ball game with a chopper that got over the glove of Kersey and off the glove of Kersey as she jumped up in the air for an infield single to start the ball game. Montevallo has 3 hits in the ball game. All 3 hits came from the top 3 batters in the order. Single from Duke, double from Vining, and a single from Stella. 2-2 offering. This one will be chopped, short hop, picked up by Kersey, and a quick inning for Gibson and the Lady Hurricanes defensively. 1-2-3, down go the Falcons. We head to the home half of the second inning. Montevallo leads 3-1. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network. Georgia Southwestern pitcher Shannon Gibson opens up the second inning. Couple of strikes on her. The second there, as you saw, fouled off third base side. Excuse me. Gibson this season, 269 batting average. That's strikeout number 21 of the season for the Lady Hurricanes sophomore. So she'll strike out looking to open up the second inning. First strikeout of the game for Bonanno. One away. That one just misses. At the plate is the left fielder, number 16, Ansley Dean. In there for a strike to even up the count at 1-1. Well, you saw the ad a little bit earlier, folks. Monday night is our final Surge Sports Network broadcast of the school year. And we bring it all together for our annual athletics award banquet. In their first strike, 1-2. A fun evening with our student athletes inside the Storm Dome. About an hour and 15-minute long presentation and ceremony. Swing and a miss, and it's another strikeout. So Bonanno is in the zone this inning, back-to-back Ks. This one's swinging by Ansley Dean, and that'll lead us to the senior. One of four on the Lady Hurricanes roster. She's been pretty solid at the plate lately, warming up a little bit to close out the season. First baseman number 21, Allie Denny. You saw the high mark. Denny's batting well in over 400 in Peach Belt Conference play overall. Her average, 250 now. But again, she was kind of one of the few bright spots in that Young Harris doubleheader. Offensively, anyways, the Lady Hurricanes struggled against the Mountain Lions and losses over the weekend. Well, actually on Monday due to the rain. Over the weekend, Monday, the rescheduled game, 17-2 and 8-2. The Lady Hurricanes roughed up by the Mountain Lions on Monday, but Denny doing all right from the plate and earn herself another chance at it to stay in the lineup here this afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside for a ball, 2-2. Bonanno trying to strike out the side here in the second. But again, 7 o'clock Monday night, we'll be broadcasting live right here on the Surge Sports Network, the annual Athletics Award Banquet, including got a piece of it, foul ball, including our ever-popular Surge Sports Media, or Social Media Awards, rather. The Surge Social Media Awards. Happy to present those. One of our top posts and tweets over the course of the school year. Our athletes always like to be surprised with who was most popular in that respect. Again, that's part of the presentation. And the evening that lies ahead, this Monday, 7 o'clock, the Athletics Award Banquet will go on the air. A little bit before 7, we'll kind of have the red carpet flair to it, and we'll catch some of our student athletes coming in as they get all dressed up. We'll get the chance to see them out of uniform. Denny slaps this one into left center field. I told you she was hot. This one hits the bottom of the wall. Denny's going to try for second, but not have a chance on that one. It's just too hard to stretch that one in. Good ground covered by the center fielder, Vining. It got to the wall quickly. Vining was on it quickly, and Denny didn't have a chance going into second base, but she'll get a base hit. The Lady Hurricanes' second of the afternoon. But in essence, a 1-2-3 inning for Georgia Southwestern. We rolled through the second pretty quick. Let's see what the third holds in store. We'll be back in a moment from Lady Canes Field here on the Surge Sports Network. Third inning. Leadoff batter for Montevallo, Kelsey Vining. Vining doubled to right center field her first time up, drove in a run. Vining is the team leader in batting average by quite a comfortable margin, and she's got teammates that are hitting pretty well as alongside of her, but Vining hitting an impressive .521. And this just isn't her 6th or 7th start. She's making her 37th start of the spring. .521 batting average, 12 doubles, now 13, with the one she hit earlier in the ballgame. 3 triples, 4 home runs, 33 RBIs, a .773 slugging percentage, 15 walks, only 4 strikeouts. For Vining, a 3-1 count here. The pitch from Gibson. Chopper picked up by Tierson on to first base for an out. So that's a good out right there for Gibson. Gibson has retired the last 4 Montevallo batters. Now batting first baseman number 00, Brianna Stella. Stella singled to center field her first time up, drove in a run. It's a piece of that one, and it'll even up the count at 1-1. And they'll get her just by a half a step at first base. A good play by Gibson. Two up, two down for Montevallo in the third. Get to their cleanup batter. Shortstop, Haley Barnett. Barnett grounded out to third base her first time up. Barnett with a .370 batting average coming into play today. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs, which leads the team. 31 RBIs, 12 walks, 10 strikeouts this season for Barnett. Upstairs for a ball. The count will go to 2-1. This is a high fly ball to center field, drifting to her right, and making the grab is Zeller. Another 1, 2, 3 innings. So with that fly out, Gibson has shut down 6 straight Montevallo batters. Actually, if you go back to the end of the first inning after Montevallo scored their 2 runs, the streak is actually at 8 now. 8 consecutive outs for Gibson. She's given her teammates a chance to close the gap. We'll see if they can do it a little bit here in the third. Home half of the third coming up. GSW with some work to do. They trail by a couple, 3-1. We'll be back in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. Senior Grayson Sanders opens up home half of the third. First couple pitches a little off the mark, so Sanders should get a look at a good one here with a 2-0 count. Pulled foul. Sanders comes in with a 178 batting average. A couple of doubles, 5 runs driven in this season. That one in there for a strike. Sanders 7 walks and 19 strikeouts this spring. And that one just misses 3-2. Guess we never really ran down the stat line for Miss Bonanno, the Montevallo starting pitcher. So why don't we do that now? Making her 19th start, her 33rd appearance of the year, for the Falcons pitching staff. 70 2/3 innings pitched, 82 hits, 32 earned runs. Popped up, second baseman has it, 1 away. .22 walks, 70 strikeouts. Opponents batting .274 against Alexis. She has an 8-7 record and a 3.17. 3.17 ERA. Back to the top of the order for the Lady Hurricanes. Catcher, Michaela Barlow. Barlow doubled to right center field to open up the ball game. First couple pitches off the mark, and it's a 2-0 count now to Barlow. Inside edge. Waist high for a strike. 2-1. Three and 1. Well, that's one thing that Bonanno does not do a whole lot of. As I mentioned, her walk to strikeout comparison, 22 walks, 70 strikeouts over 70 innings. A 3-1 pitch here to Barlow, and she'll work the count full. But Barlow has an eye for the walk as well, leading the team with 36 free passes this year. Tierce right behind her at 33. Full count. Off speed, upstairs, and there's a walk. Walk number 37 of the spring for Barlow. Runner aboard with 1 away. Now batting center fielder, Chloe Zeller. First pitch in there for a strike to Zeller. Fouled off. Back to the circle. The throw is low. Runner is going to be safe. I don't know. So nobody there to help cover the bag in time on the bang-bang play from Bonanno, so it'll just be a fielder's choice for Zeller reaching first base. The runner safe at second base, Barlow ahead of the throw. Or basically getting to the bag in time of the throw, but there was nobody there defensively. Runners on first and second for the Lady Hurricanes. And the Lady Hurricanes have up a batter they would want in this scenario. Haley Tierce at the plate. Shortstop, Haley Tierce. Tierce leads the team with a .325 batting average. A Peach Belt leading 14 home runs. This one bounces off the chest of the third baseman. That's going to be enough. The throw home is off the mark. Run is in, and everybody's going to move over a base. So a couple of errors on the play from the Falcons gives Georgia Southwestern a run, and with one out, runners in scoring position at second and third. First, that ball takes a high bounce off the chest of the third baseman. Then the throw from the shortstop goes to the back wall, allowing the runners to move over an extra base. And so GSW is within a run now as they get to the middle of their order. At the plate, third baseman, Lauren Kersey. Kersey comes in, the freshman from LaGrange, Georgia, 265 batting average. Ranks 5th on the team. Kersey lined out to left field, actually had one that was a low liner heading for the gap, but it was cut off by Duke as she grabbed it on the run. Kersey, a hard hit ball in her first at bat of the ball game. Tries to see if she can get him home with a bunt, but that one doesn't work out. 1-1. So Kersey, 265 batting average, 8 doubles this spring. 4 home runs, 32 runs driven in. Inside for a ball, 2-1. So Montevallo three runs, 3 hits, 3 errors in the ball game. GSW 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error so far. The bunt attempt got a piece of it, foul tip, 2-2. Outside, wouldn't chase after it for a ball. Ooh, that ball hit hard to the shortstop. The throw over to first. Pulled the first baseman off the bag. I guess the tag did not make it in time. Base umpire, no visit from the bench, so apparently Montevallo, coach had a good view of it. She's not coming out to argue with it, so must have been a good call by the base umpire. And a base hit for Kersey on that hard hit ball. So Lady Hurricanes got them juiced full of GSW base runners with 1 away. In the third, here's a shot from Wills. Line drive, to the center fielder. The runner was off the bag and had to come back. Zeller took off on the contact, and it got to the outfielder so quickly that she couldn't get back and tag up in time. So Wills hits a hard ball to center. At the plate, the pitcher, Shannon Gibson. Well, Gibson still got a chance to help her cause. You hate to see the Lady Hurricanes only get 1. This is a bouncing ball to the shortstop. He'll throw to first. Not in time. Deep on the back of the dirt. The throw is a little high. Not quite that same line drive toss over there as she was on her back leg, throwing off her back foot, and that gave Gibson the chance to beat it out. So a base hit, an infield single for the pitcher, and at least gets 1 more run in for the Lady Hurricanes to tie the ball game. Third baseman will have this one and an easy step on the bag for the force out. So Ansley Dean with the force out to third ends the inning. But Georgia Southwestern got themselves right back in this one. We're all tied up at 3 after 3. We'll be back in a moment. Game 1 of our afternoon non-conference doubleheader right here on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch to open up the 4th inning is in there for a strike. Upstairs for a ball, evens up the count at 1-1. Leading off the 4th inning for Montevallo, third baseman Mariel Bertossi. Bertossi walked her first time up. She'll get a piece of this one. Foul tip keeps runs the count to 1-2 rather. And a strikeout for Gibson. That is Shannon's first strikeout of the afternoon. Catcher Lady Sarah Federico. Off the end of the bat, moving over on the run. Sanders makes the play. So a pop out to the second baseman, Grayson Sanders. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. Designated player, Carly Mullinax. Mullinax popped up to Haley Tierce, the shortstop, her first time up. Mullinax, freshman from Lincoln, Alabama. Lincoln High School product for Coach Vanover. First two pitches off the mark. This one's going to get through. Diving effort. Can Tierce still make the play? She's got the throw in time. Haley Tierce. Highlight reel stuff there. The diving grab. Heck of a play by the shortstop for the Lady Hurricanes. And she keeps Gibson's streak alive. The GSW defense and pitcher Shannon Gibson have retired the last 11 Montevallo batters in a row. Settling in since the first inning, but game all tied up, 3-3 the score. GSW, when we return, coming up for the Lady Hurricanes, it'll be Denny, Sanders, and Barlow. 8, 9, and 1 in the GSW batting order. We come back here on the Surge Sports Network. Well, a call to the bullpen for Montevallo. New pitcher in the circle for the Falcons is number 9, Jessica Boyd. First batter she'll face is Allie Denny. Denny singled to left center field her first time up. First time up today. Was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Chopper to the first baseman. She'll reach up, grab it, tag the bag, and there is one away. So as we take a look at the new pitcher for Montevallo. Second baseman Grayson Sanders. The stats on Boyd, the new pitcher, read like this. This is her 29th appearance of the spring. 27 of them have come out of the bullpen. She's pitched 48 innings, allowed 46 hits, 24 earned runs, 20 walks, 37 strikeouts, opponents with a .249 batting average, a 6-2 record for Boyd, and a 3.5 ERA. Sanders popped up to the second baseman her first time up. Upstairs to even the count at 2-2. Sanders Again, one of four seniors. This one bounces over home plate to run the count full. Sanders, one of the four seniors on the squad, a 5'4" senior from Phoenix City, Alabama, Brookstone School. She'll get another payoff pitch as she fouls that one off behind home plate. They're going to say she swung at that pitch, so a strikeout by Sanders. 2 up, 2 down for the Lady Hurricanes in the fourth. Back to the top of the order. Catcher Michaela Barlow. Barlow 1 for 1 with a walk. The walk coming her last time up. So a breezy day at Lady Canes Field. This one opposite field, tailing away, but still within the reach of the left fielder Duke as she got to the foul line, extended and made the grab for the final out of the innings. So that'll do it for GSW. A quick fourth inning as the Lady Hurricanes go 1-2-3. We head to the fifth, all locked up at 3. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for tuning in to Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network. Dylan Bailey takes the first pitch and grounds one to the third baseman, Lauren Kersey, who's unable to field it cleanly. Off her glove and then off of her ankle and behind her rolls the ball. Looks like we'll have a pinch runner at first base. It's number 24. Pinch runner at first base, number 24, Celestia Davila. Sorry, I said that wrong. Celestia Davila, the pinch runner. Will, a good bunt. And the Lady Hurricanes are running into a little trouble here in the 5th inning. First 2 runners aboard. Some defensive miscues. Bailey reaches on the E5. Then the bunt. The bunt is ruled a single, so a base hit bunt from LaForce. Well, back to the top of the order for Montevallo. First 2 runners reach base to open up the inning, so GSW in a hole. Try to dig out of it here in the 5th defensively. At the plate, left fielder Darby Duke. Duke is 1 for 2. This a bunt popped up. Kersey's got it. Nobody, unfortunately, at second base. So where they could, or first for that matter, where they could try to get the double play turned. So the bunt is a pop-up to Kersey. That a big out for the Lady Hurricanes. Very tough out right here. Challenge ahead for Gibson. At the plate, center fielder Kelsey Vining. 1 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop her last time up. 0-1 pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-1. One offering. Took a little something off of it, but misses the mark. 2-1. Well, has been one heck of a week. It was warm Saturday, freezing on Monday, and now another bouncing ball. Third baseman has it. The shortstop Tierce rather. Over to third, gets the lead runner in a fielder's choice. Recorded. Second out of the inning. First baseman Brianna Stella. Stella 1 for 2. She grounded out to the pitcher. This one slapped to left. Could it get over? It's going to get over Dean's head. Oh, man. All the way to the wall. 2 runs are in. A double. Good piece of hitting as she slaps that one over the left fielder's head. Dean playing too shallow, and it gets up and over her for a double. Stella now 2 for 3 as she drives in a couple on that play. 5-3. Out in front is Montevallo. Cleanup hitter at the plate, shortstop Haley Barnett. Barnett's 0 for 2. She flew out to center field. This one's going to get through the left side for a base hit. They're going to wave their runner around. The throw from Dean up the line, not in time. RBI single for Barnett. Three runs in the inning, and another 3-run lead now for Montevallo. At the plate, third baseman Mariel Bertossi. Bertossi 0 for 1, struck out looking her last time up. First pitch infield, pop up. Sanders will call off Denny at first to make the grab, and it'll be the final out of the inning. Comes a few batters too late, though, unfortunately for the Lady Hurricanes, as Montevallo back out in front by 3 runs. 6-3 the score now. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors in the ball game for Montevallo. GSW 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 5th, game 1 of our doubleheader here at Lady Canes Field. A comfortable 84 degrees. We'll be back in a moment. Chloe Zeller leads off, the number 2 batter in the lineup for the Lady Hurricanes. Will open up the home half of the 5th inning. A couple of defensive changes for Montevallo. Shifting over from second to play third is LaForce. This one a ground ball to shortstop. Picks up the short hop onto first for the out. The new second baseman for Montevallo is number 19, Marissa Sosa. At the plate, shortstop, Haley Tierce. Tierce is 0 for 2. She reached base on an error her last time up. I mentioned right before the break, 84 degrees in Americus today. White fluffy clouds covering the landscape with some blue skies mixed in. Mostly sunny skies, however, 84 degrees. Winds at times west-southwest at 15 miles an hour. Again, the flags blowing for the most part from the right field corner to the left field corner. Tierce, 5'10" junior from Warner Robins, Georgia. Houston County in there for a strike. 2 and 2. We saw Georgia Southwestern, proud partners, and proud to call Adidas the official footwear and apparel provider of Hurricane Athletics. Check swing into the Montevallo, softly into the Montevallo dugout. Toss back into play. Second year of our partnership with, exclusive partnership with Adidas. Lady Hurricanes covered proudly in Adidas apparel from head to toe here at the ballpark, as are all of our Hurricane and Lady Hurricane student athletes. It's been a great partnership with Adidas. Count runs full to Tierce with 1 away. This one able to turn on that one, but foul. Pulled just to the left of the bag as they work to get that one back into play. Another payoff pitch. Tierce can get this one on, turn on this one and pull it into left field for a base hit. You can tell that Tierce was, that was in those pitches right in her wheelhouse, one that she could get around on and felt comfortable with it. The first one, the second, that last pitch almost mirroring the one before as far as location goes. And Tierce is able to get out in front of it and pull it into left for a base hit. Her first of the ball game. Runner aboard for the Lady Hurricanes. High pitch to third baseman Lauren Kersey. Kersey is 1 for 2. She singled to the shortstop her last time up. This a fly ball to center field. On the run now, waiting for it to come down, is Vining in center. Second out of the inning. And Kersey flies out. They'll get it the number 5 hitter in the lineup. Right fielder, Elizabeth Wills. Wills lined out to center. Her last time up, she's 0 for 2 in the ball game. That one in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Wills, a 5'8" freshman from Orlando, Florida, William R. Boone High School. That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Elizabeth Wills, touch 'em all, number 23, 2-run shot. And she's got a home run in each of the last 2 doubleheaders now, the freshman. Sends that one over the right center field wall and pulls the Lady Hurricanes within a run. The pitcher, Shannon Gibson. Gibson, 5'10" sophomore, Colborne, Ontario, Canada, St. Mary's High School. So for Wills, that will be home run number 10. So the freshman gets to double digits, her 10th home run of the season. Here's a hard shot. This one's high. This one's deep. This one's gone. Back-to-back jacks for the Lady Hurricanes. Shannon Gibson. Touch 'em all, 14. Lady Hurricanes have tied up the ball game. Gibson sends this one out in a hurry. And for the sophomore, that's home run number 2 of the season. Gibson has 15 RBIs now on the year, and Wills has 28. Well, we matched the 3 that Montevallo scored in the 5th, and now we are tied at 6. One ahead in the hits column at the 7th hit of the ball game for the Lady Hurricanes. At the plate, left fielder, Ansley Dean. Well, Dean is 0 for 2. This one bounces and rolls over home plate to even the count at 1-1. High for a ball, 2-1. Well, a little extra chatter now. The decibel level a little higher coming out of the GSW dugout as the ladies have made that rally, that comeback rally for the 2nd time in the game. They've trailed by 3 after the first, worked their way back to a tie game, trailed by 3 after Montevallo was up last half inning, and now have matched them again. This one popped up foul territory. I think it's going to get over the back screen, and it does, into the seating area. One of our fans happy to have the ball. I don't think he wants to give it back. We'll have to sweet talk him into giving that ball back. Happy fan in attendance today, visiting the group. Dean will get a piece of that one to keep the at-bat alive, and the 2-2 count remains. Well, just saying, Dean does have a couple of home runs this season. Now, both home runs came in the same doubleheader. Fouled off. Dean will stick around. Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Off-speed pitch, check swing. First baseman won't get there in time in foul territory. As that one blooped into open pasture to the right of the line. So we'll take another 2-2 pitch. Seems like we've been here for a while. Dean with a foul ball on the last couple. High for a ball, 3-2. Dean will slap this one back foul on top of our building behind home plate. Dean gets pretty good power on this one, but it's foul. Left field line out of the ballpark. And that's a well-earned walk. Dean extended the at-bat with several foul balls and finally gets her trot down to first base with a walk. She stuck around long enough. At the plate, the first baseman, Allie Denny. Denny is 1 for 2. She grounded out to the first baseman her last time up. Lady Hurricanes with a base runner now. And go ahead, run over at first base with 2 outs. In there for a strike, 1-1. And Denny will slap this one into right field. This one's going to get all the way to the fence. Denny's on her way to second. They're going to send the runner. Dean comes around. The throw not in time. She'll stand up, and the Lady Canes have the lead. Their first lead of the afternoon. How about Allie Denny? She has been red hot lately. Great piece of hitting there into right field. Not expecting her defensively, I guess, to pull the ball that well. And it got past her. Past Bailey and all the way to the wall. So a double to right. Have a discussion inside the circle. And Grayson Sanders will try to keep the inning alive. Denny standing at second base. Sanders, the number 9 batter in the order, struck out her last time up. She's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Second baseman, Grayson Sanders. Fouled off. Montevallo has bookended their 6 runs with 3 in the first and 3 in the fifth. GSW has a run in the first, 2 in the second, or 2 in the third rather. 1 in the first, 2 in the third, and now 4 here in the fifth. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Sanders fouls it off. Another foul ball out of play. Third base side behind the GSW dugout. Sanders with a line drive single up the middle. They're going to have to hold Denny at third. That ball got to center field in a hurry. Line drive single for Grayson Sanders. And they're just hitting Boyd really well right now. Struggling to get out of the inning here. Back to the top of the order. Barlow will take off her catcher's gear and make her way to the box. She's 1 for 2 with a walk. Last time up was a fly out to left field. At the plate, catcher Peanut Barlow. First pitch in there for a strike. Runners at the corners. Denny at third, Sanders at first. That one drifts outside for a ball to even the count at 1-1. Georgia Southwestern with the 9 hits in the ball game. That one's going to miss the mark, 2-1. Not much again. Barlow, a really good eye at the plate. 37 walks this season, including the one back in the third. 2-1 pitch, fouled off. 2-2. Three and two. You probably got a better view of it than we do. We're off to the right of the camera, down a little ways, up here in a full press box today. Folks, happy to get out of the office and watch a little GSW softball. Payoff pitch, line drive, not quite high enough. Almost, but not quite enough height on that one. The stop and the grab by Barnett at shortstop. The line out from Barlow. And that could have been a big-time hit in the gap in left center if that one would have got over her head, but it did not. So GSW will take their 4 runs and take their 1-run lead now to the 6th inning. Due up for Montevallo in the top of the 6th. Federico, Mullinex, and Bailey, the numbers 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Falcons. We'll be back in a moment here from Lady Canes Field on the Surge Sports Network. Sixth inning here at the park. First shot, that one's going to bounce through the hole over the glove of Haley Tierce as it kicks up and into left field for a base hit. Lady Sarah Federico with the single, her first base hit of the ball game. Opens things up here in the sixth. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Montevallo. Oh, pinch runner as well. Okay. Pinch hitting for Montevallo is number 6, Bailey Lott. And pinch running at first base for Montevallo, number 20, Alexis Cortez. So Bailey Lott in to pinch it for Mullinax in the designated player role, and she comes through. A line drive into right field. Little one hop. Cortez is going to come around. Thought about scoring. Now the throw down to third. Not in time. Well, after all that, it's a base hit for Lott. Runners at the corners and nobody out for Montevallo. For Lott, the batter that was just up, 250 batting average. That was her 9th at bat of the spring. Her 3rd hit of the season. Came at a good time. GSW is going to make a pitching change with runners on the corners. Gibson did all she could to get the Hurricanes in a spot. The Lady Canes with a lead, a chance to win it. She's going to need some help now from the defense and from the arm of the relief pitcher, Madison Messer. Madison Messer's on to pitch for the Lady Hurricanes, number 13. For Messer, she is making her 26th appearance of the spring. This is her 11th appearance out of the bullpen, and again her 26th overall. 98 1/3 innings pitched, 164 hits for Messer, against Messer, 78 earned runs, 26 walks, 43 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .378 against Madison, an 8-7 record, and a 5.55 ERA. Well, she's going to have a challenge in front of her. Messer's, again, a 5'9 junior. Transferring in, this is her first season with the Lady Hurricanes. She joins us from Georgia Military College, a native of Douglasville, Georgia. So we're back to the action now. Messer has completed her warm-up tosses. And we get to Dylan Bailey. The throw at second base. Got her. The runner stays at third. And there's an out. So a stumble coming out of a stumble on the way, trying to just go ahead and take second base, and Barlow with a heads-up play to see the stumble decides to throw down to second and get the runner. Right fielder Dylan Bailey. So a little bit of a limp. Hopefully she'll be okay and tweak anything on the way as she was trying to steal second base or just take the bag. What stumbled on the run. And again, Barlow with the heads-up play sees the stumble, throws to second, and gets the caught stealing. 2 balls, no strikes, off-speed pitch, stays up in the zone, 3-0. Well, there's 1 away in the inning now, but still again a runner at third. Montevallo, 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. Here in game number 1, Georgia Southwestern, 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors in the ballgame. Off the end of the bat, out in front of that off-speed pitch from Messer to run the count full. So full press box here, but again, we're just to the right. A couple windows down from your camera angle, which is right smack dab, towards the middle of home plate. Straight line of view for you guys watching at home. Payoff pitch inside for a ball 4 and a walk for Bailey. Bailey was 0 for 2 in the game and now draws a walk her 3rd time up. Runners back at the corners for the Falcons. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. Second baseman number 13, Holly LaForce. LaForce bunt single her last time up, 1 for 2 in the game. LaForce overall this season, .319 batting average. 3 doubles, a triple. Montevallo, 8 of their everyday players batting over 300 and comfortably over 300. LaForce has the lowest average of the group with a .319 mark. One ball, 2 strikes. She'll reach for this one. Underhand throw to first. They'll get the runner at first. A ground out by LaForce. 4-3 roller. Runners stay put at 2nd and 3rd. Or end the play anyway at 2nd and 3rd for the Falcons. 2 away in the inning, but back to the top of the order. Left fielder Darby Duke. Duke is 1 for 3. Her last time up, she popped up on a bunt attempt to the 3rd baseman, Lauren Kersey. 1-0 offering. Off the mark. 2-0. So a quick meeting inside the circle with Messer. She'll take the mask off and wait for head coach Nikki Levering to make her way up for a quick chat. We mentioned the Lady Hurricanes with one more date on the calendar. Again, that's this weekend, Saturday trip to Flagler to round out the regular season. A couple of the teams playing in the conference playing next week as they have some makeup games on that free Saturday before the Peach Belt Conference tournament, a makeup weekend, but the Lady Hurricanes do not have anything to make up, so they'll just finish this Saturday, not the following. As on the flip side, for Montevallo, they still got a home date this Saturday against West Florida for their senior day. This Saturday, 4 and 6 local time, are the times for Saturday's doubleheader, and then Sunday at 11:30 a.m. local time will be the end of that series. West Florida, and then the following weekend it's West Alabama, and a trip to Livingston to close out the regular season in Gulf South Conference play for Montevallo. The Falcons longtime members of the Gulf South Conference, then made their way over to the Peach Belt here for a number of years as a Peach Belt foe. This, the first season the Falcons are back in Gulf South Conference affiliation. So we're very familiar with Montevallo. This is going to be a base hit. One hopper is going to draw one run in and tie the ball game before Dean can get to it. Runner moves over. Now there's runners at the corners and an RBI single. Good piece of hitting there to tie the game up at 7. Kelsey Vining up at the plate now. I'll let her take second base. Center fielder Kelsey Vining. Vining is 1 for 3. That doesn't bode well for the Lady Canes if she keeps up her average of 500 plus hitter batter this season. 521, so see if the Lady Canes can keep Vining at least through this game under that mark. She's 1 for 3, but we'll be looking at a 3-0 pitch from Messer. Well, very similar overall score lines for the two teams. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Montevallo. 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for GSW. Three-0 pitch in there for a strike. Ball 4. Well, might not be the worst thing in the world. 2-out walk issued to Vining. However, Stella's had a great day here at the plate in game 1. 2 for 3. Her last time up, she doubled to left. First baseman, Brianna Stella. Nowhere to put Stella, though. The bases are juiced. Full of Falcons. Here in the 6th, 2 outs rather, and an 0-1 count now. That one drawn in, infield, gets past Grayson Sanders. 1 run is in. Here comes a second. The ball gets past Barlow, and that'll be a 3rd run in as Barlow just doesn't get the glove down enough to stop the ball, and it goes underneath her mitt and to the backstop, allowing that 3rd run to score. And Stella continues her mastery at the plate, 3 for 4. That one brings around 3 runs. And the Falcons are back where they have been twice already today with a 3-run lead. They answered GSW's 4 with 4 of their own. 10-7 the score. So that'll put Stella up to 5 RBIs, I believe. The plate shortstop, Haley Barnett. Well, if you like runs, it's been a very interesting game and very fun and entertaining game to watch. Plenty of offense and excitement on both sides for both teams. But GSW is running into some trouble here in the 6th. This is a 3-0 count coming up to the cleanup hitter in their first strike. And with all the runs, the game doesn't feel like it's gone particularly long, but we are approaching the 2-hour mark. This one is a base hit into left field. Dean comes up with it, will throw in. Oh, okay. So a double for Barnett. As she doubles into left center field, it does go off the glove of Dean, but turning and making her way into second base for a hit. That's the 11th of the ball game, and it gets her, drives in a run as well. Barnett's second RBI of today's Game 1 contest. So Bertossi at the plate is the third baseman, Marial Bertossi. One-two pitch coming up. Popped up, might stay in the ballpark. It will. Marlowe catches it in foul territory to end the Montevallo 6th. But the Falcons push across 5 runs and regain the lead. They're up by 4, 11-7. Home half of the 6th inning to follow from Lady Hurricanes Field. Here in Americus, Georgia, non-conference softball action on the Surge Sports Network. Pitching change for Montevallo. New pitcher for the Falcons is number 28, Michael McMillan. She will open up her appearance with a visit from the center fielder for the Lady Hurricanes, Chloe Zeller. Zeller is 0 for 3, now 0 for 4 in the ball game with that ground out to second. Now batting shortstop, Haley Tierce. Tierce singled her last time up. She's 1 for 3 in the game. So the stat line on McMillan, she is making her 31st appearance. 27th out of the bullpen. 52 innings pitched. 50 hits, 34 earned runs, 27 walks, 47 strikeouts, a .250 opponent's batting average. McMillan has an 8-1 record and a 4.58 ERA. Ground ball deep in the hole. The shortstop across the field, not in time. A base hit for Haley Tierce. So a couple of singles for Tierce in her last 2 at-bats. This one deep in the hole. Mad short. 10th hit of the Lady 10th hit of the game. 10th hit of the game for the Lady Hurricanes. Here we go. Third baseman Lauren Kersey. Kersey 1 for 3. She flew out to center field her last time up. Ooh, that one will get up past the catcher for a wild pitch to the backstop, allowing Tierce to go down to second base. Strike will run the count to 1-2. And she'll get Kersey swinging, a strikeout. Second out of the inning. First strikeout for McMillan. Right fielder, Elizabeth Wills. Wills 1 for 3. Actually caught Wills. Hit Wills and allow her to go down to first base. Wills with a home run to right center field her last time up. Now we'll take first base after being hit by a pitch. So the Lady Hurricanes have 2 runners aboard. There's 2 outs in the inning. Designated player Shannon Gibson. Well, Gibson delivered a line drive home run her last time up. She followed Wills, back-to-back jacks for the Lady Hurricanes in the 5th. Pretty hard to ask her to do it again, but It would be all right if she could do it again. Second pitch misses the mark to even the count at 1-1. Georgia Southwestern, I mentioned Lady Hurricanes fighting for a berth in the Peach Belt Conference tournament. Handful of teams down there towards the bottom third. North Georgia leads the way there as we run down their conference records at the time. At the start of the day, North Georgia 13-1, Georgia College 12-2, Columbus State 12-4, Young Harris 13-5, Lander 8-9, Augusta 8-10. And that strikeout, Gibson's second strikeout of the ball game. She'll go down on strikes, and that will close out the sixth inning. GSW leaves a couple on. Come up scoreless in the sixth, still trail by 4 as we head to the seventh. Game 1 of our afternoon non-conference doubleheader. We appreciate you tuning in to Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network. Seventh inning we go. First pitch swinging, popped up in the infield, and it's going to, base hit. Well, two things went wrong on that play for the Lady Hurricanes. First, it found the one little spot of clay where there wasn't some coverage on the converging defense. And secondly, it looked like it was going to kick left off that first bounce, and Kersey bare hands it in fair territory to keep the at-bat alive and allow, or not the at-bat, but keep the leadoff batter on base. So a infield single for Federico, her second consecutive base hit. At the plate is the designated player number 6, Bailey Lott. Lott single to right field her first time up as she came in to pinch hit for Mullinex back in the 6th. Fouled off, count goes to 1-2. Lott, a freshman from Woodstock, Georgia. River Ridge High School. This roster peppered with folks from all across the U.S. strikes out. There, a strikeout from Messer. And there's one away. Right fielder Dylan Bailey. Bailey is 0 for 2. She walked her last time up. Bailey, senior from Chula Vista, California. Number of ladies from California on the roster. Got an Olympia, Washington in the mix. Huntington Beach, California-wise, Huntington Beach, San Diego. Lathrop, hope I said that right. Madera Ranchos. Another San Diego. Here's the Chula Vista. Rossmore, San Diego, and San Pedro. So quite a few ladies from California on the Montevallo roster. 1-1 count. Pulled foul. Couple girls from Texas, including Vining and Sosa, called their names earlier, and Vining throughout the game. Plano, Texas, Alvin, Texas, their homes respectively. There we go. Got a pitcher, Abby Pratt from Greenwood, Indiana. This one on the run. Dean will catch the line drive just inside the line in fair territory for the second out. Hard hit ball, but well played and left. Pinch hitter coming up, Kendra Buckley. Your attention fans, pinch hitting for Montevallo, number 8, Kendra Buckley. Buckley, one of those California natives. San Diego, a junior on the Montevallo roster. Swing and a miss to even the count at 1-1. So she'll replace LaForce. At least in this at bat, LaForce was 1 for 3 rather, in the 9 spot. 1-1 pitch in on the hands. Moving over is Kersey, the throw to first in time. And that'll do it for Montevallo. They're held scoreless, so they're unable to add to their lead. Scoreless in the 7th. Lady Hurricanes will try to go to work here, bottom half of the inning. They got 3 outs to get it done. 11-7 in favor of Montevallo when we return here from the ballpark. You saw the ad last half inning for the Roman Oven Pizzeria. Only in Americus can you find a Roman Oven Pizzeria. Anthony and his staff dishing up the ever-famous pizza buffet. They've got, you get that buffet, and there's an assortment of desserts, unbelievable desserts. You've got the salad bar. You've got all the different pizzas with all the different toppings, different unique combinations right there. But if you're not into pizza, that's all right, too. They've got a full menu that includes wraps and sandwiches, specialty salads. It's all real good. You can only find the Roman Oven Pizzeria in Americus, Georgia. Check them out online. They're on Facebook, and they've got that website as well, romanoven.com. We'll be back in a moment. So Ansley Dean, the number 7 batter in the lineup, is trying to get on base and start the inning off right for the Lady Hurricanes as they're down to their final 3 outs in game number 1. That one fouled off. Full press box up here today as we're bringing you our final sporting event. Strike 3 call. Dean goes down on strikes. Second time she has struck out today. First time it's been by a called 3rd strike. There's one of our seniors. At the plate, first baseman Ellie Denny. Dean was a 5'4" freshman from Madison, Georgia, Morgan County High School. Now following her here at the plate is Ellie Denny, the senior from McDonough, Georgia, and Locust Grove High School. 2 for 3 in the ball game. For Denny, she doubled to right field her last time up. Has an RBI in the ball game. Swing and a miss. So this is our last sporting event of the 17-18 school year. Again, our final broadcast will come Monday when we go live for our athletics banquet, end of the year banquet inside the Storm Dome. The banquet starts at 7. We'll go on the air a little bit earlier than that, at least quarter till, and try to catch some of our athletes coming in on the so-called red carpet, making their appearance, get to see them out of uniform and chance to meet some of them as they come in, as we settle in for that annual event commemorating the year just completed here for Georgia Southwestern Athletics. We've got Keeler McJunkin on the stat software today, bringing our official scorer for you, and also working the music and the walkout songs today. Here on the play-by-play, we've got Shabrika Reddick handling all the video graphics that are up there on your screen, the scoreboard, the between innings, the player slides, all that good stuff. Shabrika doing a great job for us. Autumn Trip on the scoreboard, and the Game Changer, the software used by the softball team on their own scoring software on the side. And Hallie Turner, of course, here with your tweets today. And she'll be conducting our post-game interviews. High fly ball to left field, waiting for it to come down, and making the grab will be Duke out in left. GSW down to their final out. As the opener here is now coming in on the 2-hour, 20-minute mark. A long game, lots of hits, lots of runs, lots of action. Hopefully more of the same excitement in game number 2. At the plate, the second baseman, Grayson Sanders. Sanders is 1 for 3. She singled to center her last time up. And that will do it. The strikeout from McMillan to close it out. She got 2 in the inning. And that'll do it for game number 1. We're going to wrap it up in just a second. We're going to announce for our crowds in attendance first. We'll come back for a quick wrap-up, and then we'll take a break. Hang in there with us. We'll be back in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. Well, folks, that'll do it for the opener. Thanks for hanging with us. Just note that we will not go, well, we're going to go off the air for about 20 minutes or so. You shouldn't have to do much. If you have the window open on your browser there, we'll just go off the air for a minute. You shouldn't have to do anything. When we come back on, that video should pop right up on your screen. If not, just do a quick refresh. But one way you can guarantee you don't miss any of the action is to just go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel right there. Click the red button, the red subscribe button that's probably down below on your screen. Subscribe to our channel, and that way you can choose to get alerts for whenever we go live and we're on the air. You'll know right there. You don't have to plan accordingly. We will let you know and give you that alert that we've gone live. Our YouTube channel is GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics. You can also find us by that same address. Our handle on Twitter is also GSW Athletics. So Twitter and YouTube users, GSW Athletics. It's not our only social media option. We've got you Facebook and Instagram as well. Facebook and Instagram, slightly different. It's GSW Hurricanes. All together, all one word, GSW Hurricanes. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well. Well, with the win, Montevallo will improve its record to 27-12 overall. 27-12 for the Falcons. Georgia Southwestern suffers loss number 30 of the year. They fall to 18-30 overall. The Lady Hurricanes, again, 18-30. and 30. Winning pitcher in game number 1 will be Jessica Boyd. Boyd record is now 7-2. 7-2 this season. And taking the loss for the Lady Hurricanes is Madison Messer, the relief pitcher. Messer, her record now an even 8-8. Messer 8-8 this spring as she gave up 4 runs, 3 of which were earned in her 2 innings of relief. To run down the stats and line score for you before we sign off, Montevallo scored 3 runs in the first. They added 3 in the 5th after Georgia Southwestern had tied the game, so it was 3 runs for Montevallo in the first. GSW answered with a run in the bottom half of the inning. 2 more in the 3rd to tie the game at 3. Then it was Montevallo bumping the lead back up to 3 runs again when they added 3 in the 5th. Took a 6-3 lead. GSW in the bottom half of the 5th took a couple of home runs to do it, but they scored 4 in the frame. Had their first lead of the afternoon. It was a 7-6 ball game. But quickly answering was Montevallo in the top half of the 6th inning. 5 runs did the damage and got them to their 11 for the ball game. They held on for the 4-run victory. So Montevallo scores 5 runs and 12 hits. Had 3 errors in the contest. Georgia Southwestern 7 runs, 10 hits. The Lady Hurricanes also committing 3 errors. Offensively for the visiting Falcons, we have multiple hits from Stella, who finished 3 for 4 with 5 runs driven in. 3 for 4 day for Stella. Barnett had 2 hits in the opener, 2 for 4. She drove in a pair. Duke in the leadoff spot had 2 for 4, was also 2 for 4, scored a couple of runs, drove in a run. Vining scored 3 times. 3 runs for Vining as she went 1 for 3 with a walk. Federico was 2 for 4 as well, another multi-hit performance for the Falcons, so they had 4 batters finish with more than 1 hit. Georgia Southwestern got multiple hits from Tierce, who was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Got a couple of hits from Shannon Gibson, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, or 2 runs driven in, and had that home run as well. 2 hits also from the senior Allie Denny, so GSW had 3 players finish with 2 hits in the contest. Pitching-wise, it was Bonanno, the starter for Montevallo, went 3 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, walked 1, struck out 2. Boyd pitched 2 innings, was hit pretty good, 5 hits, 4 runs, all were earned, but she was in when the team made the run and was the pitcher of record with that outburst in the 6th. She had 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and gave up a pair of home runs back-to-back from Wills and Gibson. McMillan came in for the final stretch. She pitched 2 innings, held the Lady Canes to 1 hit, no runs, shut them down, 4 strikeouts for McMillan. Georgia Southwestern starting pitcher Shannon Gibson did well. Doesn't quite show it on the stat sheet, but she really kept the Lady Hurricanes around in this one. She had a stretch there where I think she was up to 11 consecutive batters out, had retired 11 straight batters. But her line will read like this: 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 runs. All of them were earned. She walked 1 and struck out 1. But it's Messer who'll take the loss in her 2 innings of relief. 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. A couple of walks and a strikeout in the 11 batters that she faced. So again, to wrap that up, Montevallo 27-12, GSW record of 18-30. Game 1 is in the books. Again, we'll be off the air for probably 10 or 15 minutes now before we come back for the nightcap. We sure do appreciate you tuning in. We've got one more broadcast of GSW softball left this season, and it's coming up in just a moment. But as far as this one goes, Game 1 goes to the Falcons by the final score of 11-7. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching Georgia Southwestern State University softball on the Surge Sports Network.